Alrighty, okay, we are recording now.
Anytime you want to go back and actually revisit the video from the class, we send the link to the playlist to your parents. So every time we'll be uploading the new videos from the new class into that playlist. We don't need to send you new link. Basically, you'll just go into that unlisted playlist that only you can see, and you'll find the new recording there. Okay. So we'll be just uploading the new recording into the same box on YouTube, and you have access to that box. Okay. Good.
All
okay.
right.
So
this is our code from our previous tic-tac-toe app. Here it is. What we're going to do real quick is we're going to go over the code. Yeah, Aisha, that's what we're going to fix in a second. Yeah, so let's go quickly over the code and then fix just a couple little bugs that we have currently to make our game work a little bit better. All right. So if we look at our code here, let's start with this chunk of code right here. What this does, right, is it makes it so that if you click on any of our little tic-tac-toe buttons, all right, it checks to see if it is a tic-tac-toe button, all right, and then it assigns it the it assigns it either an X or an O based off of whether it's currently X's turn or O's turn, and then it checks to see if anyone has won using this function that we made over here, and then switches to the next turn. All right. Right here we have another little piece of code here that says that when we press our reset button, we're supposed to clear our screen. That's where we're going to have to make a couple modifications in a second, but first let's go and look at everything else. So when we're switching our turn, basically we use this if statement, right? To check and see if we're currently on X's turn or O's turn. If we're on X's turn, which turn is it next?
O's.
O's, yeah. And if we're on O's, then it switches to X's, right? So it's just going to switch back and forth, and it stores that letter inside this variable. Okay. We have a little other piece of code right here that basically just says when you start your screen, clear all of the tiles to make sure they're completely blank. And then here's our clear function that this kind of links to, that basically just makes it so that all of the blocks have a different value, but they're all kind of just spaces. All right, now here's our win function to check if we're winning. Basically, all it does, it checks if there's 3 in a row, if any 3 values on the board in a row are equal to each other, then it will call the win function, which is right here, which sets our win label to be equal to whoever won the game plus won the game. All right, so the problem we're having right now is that when somebody wins the game, right, we set this label to be equal to like X's won the game, right, or O won the game. But we don't have anything in our code anywhere that clears that when we click our clear button. So what we need to do is we need to add somewhere in our code a thing that resets our win label, when we press the clear button. All right. So who has a guess? Where would we have to put this if we wanted to add this to our code? Yeah, Aisha?
You have to put it in the reset button where we.
So yes, that would be one way. You would have to put it in the reset button. But another nice way that you could do it, since we have this call clear, the function inside of our orange reset button.click caller, we could actually put this reset in our clear function. All right, because it does kind of go with most of the stuff that's in there, right? Because it's resetting our board to be ready for the next turn. So what we want to add is we want to add a thing here for win label, and we're going to set win label.text. All right, to, and it's just going to be clear. All right, and this will just make sure that now that label is going to be blank, and every time you win the game and then you click clear, everything will just reset back to normal. Okay?
Where do you find that button?
It should be on the left here. If you scroll down to win label, or maybe it's called label 2 or something for you, find that and then say set label to set win label.text 2, and then just put a blank string.
Can you switch back to the front end and show which button is the win label? I mean, which label is the win?
Yeah, Jaden, do you have a question?
No, I just know something that you can add. So when
Tasha, did you get it?
No.
That label where it says click squares to play, right?
Wait, just wait.
when you press it and then you press so pretend you're playing the game and then you end on pressing an X. When you clear it, it doesn't make it go to an X again. It just makes it go to O. So what I did is I wanted to clear. I did set global next turn to X.
Oh wait, if you want it when it resets to go to the opposite of what's,
Is this it?
but isn't it? No, because in the reset, yeah, you just basically have to set the, you have to do the switch turn code on the, if you want next, in the reset, if you want next round to be the opposite of what it was.
Yeah, Jaden, what you could do for that is just in this code here, where you, when you clear it, you could run the switch turn.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? Because it's up to the users to figure out who wants to go first and be X's or
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they'll just be confused. What is first and what is not in each round.
I see. Did you figure it out? Asia?
It'll help me.
Yeah.
It'll help you? Okay, good. Excellent.
But it still has the same bug for me.
What bug?
When I press, I can still change the buttons, and when I press, and even when O wins, it might say X wins.
Okay, can you show us maybe on the screen, like on the video camera, or maybe share your screen so we can actually help?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It still says the same thing.
Okay, Tim, do you see?
What's the
weird?
problem?
It still does the same thing. So when O, so it still says O won the game even when X wins the game.
Wait, it always says O won the game.
Oh, okay. So
Can you?
Oh, but when I reset, it does the opposite.
Can you go to the left side of the code?
Well, but wait, if, can you like
when do you
place
wait? When do you check win? Do you ever check to see if someone won?
No, I think when any, you need a, I think you need to put the check win procedure in the.
Oh wait, yeah, she's got a couple weird things. Hold up.
I missed this one.
Can I? Do you have remote control enabled? Can I do this?
you want to take control of the screen?
If I can.
Does the Zoom allow that?
Oh yeah, it does. Hold up.
Oh, cool. Is it you doing that?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So you see up here this function, the win function, for some reason just has a next turn in it, and you have another win function over here. So what's supposed to happen is This actually shouldn't be here at all, I think.
Oh, okay. Now we need to change it to. And then you need to put the switch next turn in the when function, right? In the function.
Yeah. So
for
in here she
changing
has
the
switch
when.
next turn, but she needs to
Yeah.
add.
The check when there.
Okay, and then Asi, I'll let you change all of these. Oh, sorry, it's hard to move around. I'll let you all of these that say none, and you're missing one right here. You need to change those to win function, but I'll let you do that because when I control your screen, it's really laggy, so it'll be a lot slower. Yeah, but your win function looks fine. Your reset button's good. Initialize is fine too. I think this should work now. Okay, so you can stop sharing your screen, switch all of these to win function, and then I think you should be good.
Yep. Update us, okay? Once you finish that.
And I have to reset everything.
Oh wait, I'm just asking, like, you know when you have when screen one initialize clear call clear, but like can you place like X's and O's in the buttons?
Can you press place X's? Yeah, you can technically, if you want.
Yeah, but if screen one initialized, does that just run when the app is opened?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why my other thing didn't work. Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, but you have resets, right? You have the reset function as well.
Confusing.
But no, I think the clear function is the reset function is the clear function for her.
Same as the screen initialization, right? Don't you only have the clear in it?
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I thought it runs like at all. I thought it runs always.
Mm. Okay. You're okay? I thought I thought you were raising your hand. Okay, so if we're good, do you guys want to move on and just do some new project? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, how about everyone in the chat, if you're good with this program, with this game and everything works, just put yes in the chat. And if I see yeses from everyone, we'll just move on. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Missing 2 more. Jason, are you good?
Yeah, just fixing a little thing.
Okay, so we'll wait a little bit.
Okay, done.
All I have to do is just make the help screen, which is basically like the help on.
Yeah, we'll wait for maybe a few more minutes. We'll let Asya to finish her tweaking and Jaden. So once they give us their yeses, we'll move on. Okay.
Time for a bunch of writing.
Yeah. Oh, and at the meantime,
Change the O's into X's.
say that again, Asya, please.
I can still change the O's into X's and X's into O's.
Yeah, you should still be able to. Even after you win, you should still be able to change the options.
Does the game give you the message one, Asya? Okay, Asya, give us yes. Good. Okay, and we're just waiting yes from Jaden.
I'm good.
Yeah, can you just type yes? Just want to get you into habit of typing and giving the feedback. Awesome. Okay, we can move on, Tim.
Okay, so this next project, this last one was a little bit advanced. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dial things back a little, and I'm gonna give you a little bit more freedom to kind of create something of your own and customize it how you like. And I'm gonna give you a couple challenges so you can try to make this one kind of as separately as you can. And then afterwards, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ramp up and we're gonna do a more difficult challenge. We're gonna create. I'll actually surprise you. It'll be pretty cool. We're going to create a really cool advanced app that will hopefully be a little bit practical. But for now,
Are we gonna control our room?
if you have stuff in your room that you can control, you can actually, yes. If you want.
Yeah, I know, because I saw an app that was made in MIT App Inventor with like that.
Actually, so speaking about controlling the room, Tim, can you talk about how you control your room?
Sure. I don't know. I have some lights and speakers that I can talk to, and they will do things.
Yeah, so he changed all the light bulbs in his room, and they're all connected to Wi-Fi. So,
Tim, I can't see your screen.
You
so
can't see my
basically,
screen?
I can't.
You can.
I can only see the side chat, like your faces again.
I'm going to stop sharing and share again. How about now?
Nope.
Okay, then it's something on your end. Try to like maximize the screen or something.
I can't even see the screen at all. I can only see faces.
it should automatically come actually. Like when he shares the screen, the faces should go to the side. Is there a button? or something?
I know.
Make it larger.
In video.
No, make it larger.
On the top of your screen, there's view options, and maybe just make sure the side-by-side mode is checked there.
This is usually
They'll do the same thing, Adele. See
I'm gonna troll the people.
this one.
this one?
Yeah.
See?
Oh, see,
Hard
see,
and annoying.
it works now. See, here's the freaking
Did you fix it, Asa? Are we
Yeah.
all good to move on?
A bit.
Why do you make it so small?
I didn't try to.
So they can
I tried to enter full screen. Then this has happened.
Do you know what this is your now?
Good.
Yeah, it's
good.
not working.
About it. Good. Excellent. It's working? Okay. Okay, so let's go on. Continue.
I am trolling the people who want to go to the help to know how to play tic-tac-toe.
And you said it's just your problem that you just came here.
Okay, so Tim, give us some overview of what this
Okay,
app
yeah.
will do.
So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to create a new app that's just going to combine some of the concepts that we looked at previously. So for instance, all you see here, just like with our tic-tac-toe app, we have a little grid of buttons. And how this is going to work, if you guys have ever seen like one of those boards that like DJs have.
Oh yeah, the sound. We're making a soundboard.
Yeah, we're gonna make a soundboard. So there's gonna be like a bunch of little buttons on it, and you're gonna press all the buttons. And they're gonna make little different sound effects. And I don't know if you want to get creative. make, like, a
I don't
little
know if
drum
I hope.
synthesizer.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do too much because I think the max is 5 megabytes or 10 megabytes. I don't really remember.
The largest I think I've the only time I ever ran into the limit was 15 megabytes. But if you do really small sounds that are very short, you should be all right. Don't put like 3-minute songs, but if you make like a little, in this case, what do I have? I have like a cha-ching noise. Let me play this. Wait, no, this is a cow. So we got a cow,
Can I
a finger
show?
snapping, and a cha-ching noise. All right. So these are all sounds you should be able to find freely on the YouTube Media Library. All right.
Can you maybe Tim zip them and email it?
Well,
them, or-
it's not that these specific ones that they want to be using. So whatever they want to freely use. Let me see if I can find the YouTube.
Yeah, or just share the source.
Audio library. So let's see if there's like some short sound effects we can
Can I show one of my apps that is actually pretty good?
Here, so yeah, if we go here under sound effects, there's like a cordless drill switch.
I don't think you're
There's a drill for some reason.
I don't think you're like when you're screen sharing, I don't think that you're
Oh, you can't hear
you
them?
turned on computer audio.
That is fine. Yeah, anyway, but if you, so basically guys, if you go to, let me send this to the chat. YouTube Media Library. And you go under sound effects. There's a bunch there that you can try to play around with and see if you can make yourselves like a little sound mixer board. All right. So this is mostly going to be a challenge for you guys. I'll give you a couple hints along the way for what you can do and a little more of an advanced challenge if you want with this. Basically, just like when we made our tic-tac-toe app, you're going to make a table arrangement with a bunch of buttons. I would suggest naming the buttons, something to do with what kind of sound they're making. And then what you're going to do is if you go under media, you're going to bring a bunch of these sounds in, one for every sound effect that you want to be making. All right.
So we will be taking a break in like 10 minutes. Tim, can you maybe while on that YouTube page, can you just share the link with everyone else?
Yeah,
there you go, a little bit faster that way. Okay.
Yeah, Jaden?
I can go to YouTube auto library.
Okay, Tim, another option is if you could maybe put all this on the Google Drive and just share the folder with everyone.
I only have like 3 sounds though.
It's okay. Whatever you have, so they can add later, right? Once they understand how we're doing it. Okay, so let's use this next 7 minutes that we have until the break to actually browse internet for the sounds, but we don't want you to go to any website because a lot of websites that have free sounds, they carry lots of viruses that they can inject to your computer. So it has to be a trusted source. We do trust the YouTube library, okay? So if you don't have a YouTube library, Tim will store few sounds on our drive and share the link to the Google Drive with you. You can just go to his folder and upload those sounds for yourself, okay?
Can I show you one of my one of the apps I've been working on for maybe a few months ago?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So I basically have a house designer app. You can choose what you want to build with at the top. I'll make it like a wall, and then you can just place the the bricks and.
Good job, Eric. I like how you're passionate about it. I see good deal about you. Good job.
Okay, guys, so I sent a link to the Drive folder if you can't access the YouTube Media Library, but if you can, I would suggest going in there and try to make a couple of these. If you ever need help with linking up a button or something, or you don't remember how to do it, actually, I can make you peek at the code for a second.
So,
it's very
Jaden, do you
simple.
see that second link that Tim shared? Jaden, go ahead. There's Drive Google one. So go ahead and copy paste that to your browser.
If you want a harder challenge, though, what I would suggest, you see how right now, for every sound that I have, I need to add a button and a call sound. So the very difficult challenge for you guys is if you feel that you are up to it, what you can try to do is try to make it so that just like last time when we had one big function for all the buttons that works for as many buttons as you add, try to create one of those that plays all of the sounds and all of the buttons by using just one function. All right.
It's for those who are quite advanced. For those
if you don't want to mess with that, you can do what we did here, one at a time. Or what I would suggest is actually doing this all one at a time first, and then after, if you have time, try to rearrange stuff and try to make it into a more compact program.
Okay, Tim, but let's not run ahead. Let's go back to the designer mode. There you go. They still need to work on this. They still need to rename their labels, the buttons, right? And they still need to download their sound files. So everyone, it's 11:36 now. In 4 minutes, we're gonna go to the break. So, but use this time right now to download the short sound files. Jaden, did you manage to go into the Google Drive for the sound?
Yeah, I'm in Drive.
Okay, so do you see the sounds? Sound files? Let me also try and see if I can do it on my, but I do have access to that, so I definitely will be able to do. I want to see if you can.
I don't see any sound feed.
Tim, can you actually send the sound through this chat messenger?
It's really finicky. Like half the people will be able to see it.
We'll try, maybe Jaden will. Okay, Jaden, we'll try to actually send the sound file through the chat box right now, okay? But if you manage to get access, okay, there you go. Do you see that download button?
So yeah, like it kind of works, but in our experience,
Yeah, for some reason, some people don't see them. So, Jaden, tell us what.
I do not see it in the chat.
No, well, you have to click the chat button to see the chat, right?
Yeah, it's not in there.
So what do you see? What's the last thing you see in the chat?
HTTPS //drive.google.com drive/drive/folder/1.
Did you try copying that? Control C, select it, and Control C.
One. Okay, copy message and then.
Yeah, copy that HTTPS until the sharing part.
I'm still using on a different account, on a different device, so I'm going to. So I copied it.
Right. So copy it, and then the other option. So on the computer where you're running your MIT App Inventor, do you have access to your email folder?
I'm going to Gmail.
Yeah. So Tim, maybe can you just send that folder directly to his email address? It looks like he's doing it on two devices. So that's.
And what's your email?
JYDENL34.
Give me 1
Can you
second.
please just type?
Jaden L34 at UBC something.
EDUCB.ca.
It's 34, right?
Yeah. Actually, it was 43. I always get it wrong.
Okay,
33?
Jaden, can
Are
you just
sure?
type it?
Yes.
Jaden, just type it.
Wait, Jaden, 33, not 34?
43.
Because I have it remembered here as 34, and it has like an icon.
Okay,
Yeah,
send it to both Tim. 43 and 34.
34. It's
Is it
34.
a Pokemon icon?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it says 34.
Okay, everyone else, download your sounds, and in literally 1 minute, you can take a washroom break, okay? We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Tim, can we make like a Space Invaders app? Like, I was trying to make one of those, but like I couldn't get the ship to move sideways, and like I couldn't get the ship to move sideways, and the rocket and the like balls from the rockets to go straightly up, because the X and Y, for some reason, I think they're like slanted a bit.
They're slanted. Yeah, sure. We can try to do that if you want.
I was looking for what to make, but yeah, I found that on the MIT App Inventor website, and I know how. But all I need to do is like to get the ball and the ship to move in the correct direction.
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, if you use a canvas for that, it shouldn't be too hard. Like, you can just set the position to like where your thumb is, and then
that's easy, but I want like the ship, like the alien ship, to move forwards and back by itself. So
yeah, that also that would be a little bit weird, but it shouldn't be too bad.
I tried an attempt on this. And it's still in my trash. But this is what I did. I made this, but in the script, I mean the blocks, I tried a tutorial, it didn't work. I think it was too a bit outdated. But yeah, I made this. The bullet is basically a ball that's in the rocket. But yeah, which I'm gonna set it out of the rocket because then when we do collide it with, it won't work. But yeah.
Okay, for the angled thing, it might just be because the heading of your bullet is not pointing up.
Well,
because like
yeah, this is when.
Oh wait, so if it reaches an edge, it comes back to your rocket, right?
Yeah, because in Space Invaders.
What do you press to shoot it, or does it shoot?
No, it just shoots probably every like 1 second or something.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, that's probably just because your heading isn't right.
Yeah.
So what you can do is over here with timer.
Yeah.
Put a new part that says set bullet dot heading to it's either 90 or 270. Keep scrolling. It should be at the bottom. No, lower.
Okay, lower.
Bullet dot set heading. Heading, there it is. Set bullet dot heading.
But should we do it like
put it right beneath speed over there.
Like here?
Yeah.
Under here?
Yeah. Okay, and then try setting the heading. It could either be 0, 90, 180, or 270. Start with 90. I think 90 is the most plausible.
Maybe should I test it?
Yeah, if you want to give that a try. I think that should work.
Yeah, companion. Scan QR code. Let's see if this will work. Okay, now it works. Yeah, it worked, but for some reason it's doing a little bit of movements. But it's much better than last time because last time it would go up and then it would just go sideways for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, that I think that should work better.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh wait, no. Okay, here's probably the reason. Why do you have a speed and a thing that moves your bullet manually?
Oh, because I wanted to make it. Oh wait, I think I got the wrong.
Can you try something? Just take those.
I think I need to change the slot of these.
That also might be it. Also, okay, now, no, before you do anything, get rid of the speed and the heading thing. Those things shouldn't even be there.
Okay.
You can just comment them. Don't delete them yet, just comment them out.
Okay, so, oh yeah, disable.
Disable block. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now try that. That should also theoretically work.
Let me just refresh the companion.
Jaden, were you able to download the files?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find out what sound the cha-ching one is.
Oh, okay, I need to do -5 because it's just going down.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's -5.
I'm trying to find out what this sound is.
Okay, clock one timer, I need to. It's 5 too low. I'm gonna change that to 25. we go now. It has the old look. But what is the clock? How long is the clock? Should I stop sharing my screen? Well, that's 2
No, it's
seconds.
fine. You can
I'll
keep
change
going.
that to 1.
Okay, those of you who downloaded these sounds and ready to move on, please give us yes in the chat box at the meantime. Okay, Gabe says yes.
I'm just gonna work on my soundboard because I was wanting. I was just doing something else. So
Jaden, didn't you just say that you downloaded the sounds?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what names to put them. So I have to move the snap and what's that? The move, a snap, and
Okay,
I'm just gonna go to
we'll give you a few more minutes. Yeah, how about everyone else?
the soundboard is actually really easy though.
Yeah, for you. Good,
All
good.
you have to do is click a button and play a sound.
Nice, nice.
So alarm clock.
Well, if it's too easy for you, try to add some advanced features to it. Try to make it shake or something and mix the sounds, right? So there's
Yeah.
always room for
That,
complicating things. Yeah, so if you feel this is too easy, just think of, okay, what can I add to it? How do I do that, right?
I mean, all I need to do is just do all I need to do is one piece of code.
Yeah, okay. Azima says no. Azima, can you turn on, unmute your microphone and tell us what's your problem with this sound is?
So button 2 and then I'll do file.
I'm not having a problem, it's just that I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay. So you're still downloading the sounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you guys have some issues, we shared, team literally like send them in the chat box, right? So you can just download those sounds.
What are these?
I can't see any of the sounds that
You can't see
Tim.
it either. Yeah, for some reason, some of you guys don't. I guess it depends on the version of, or maybe if you're using a Chromebook. Are you using a Chromebook, Azima?
No.
No. That's weird. Okay. Well, the other option is team share the Google Drive.
Yeah, I found the Google Drive.
Okay, so if you access the Google Drive, then you can download the files from there.
Okay.
I already have 2 done in like a minute. It's really easy. I'm gonna see what I can implement.
Okay, let's see who
Not
else.
great about that.
So I see Jaden's response, Adil, Gabe, Azima.
And
Asya, what about you, honey?
I'm done. I just finished.
Okay, can you give us feedback, please, in the chat box? Okay, Adil is still downloading sounds. Yep. Okay, I see it done. Team, can you please share the front end so those who are done can actually take as a challenge and create that front end? Yeah.
With the front end?
Just share your screen.
But if, okay.
Yeah, so those of you who answered yes, don't waste your time. Just start designing the soundboard and make sure to rename your buttons so that you, when you work with the sounds on the back end, you know what you're mixing, right?
Oh, all I just do is set button 2 to sound 2 and button 3 to sound 3.
It's always a good idea to give meaningful names, right? Especially if you want to be professional coders. Some, strange enough, not strange enough, well, it makes sense actually. The stories I hear is that because it takes so much time to debug the code that other person wrote, if that code is unclear, if that code doesn't have clear names, like the owner of the app has to pay so much for the debugging to the new developers that people literally like they will, before accepting giving you a job, they will see how you code. And if they see the flimsy code, if they see unclear names, structures and stuff, They just won't hire you because it will cost them more to debug and fix your code later by hiring someone else, and someone else would actually try to make sense out of your code, right? So just try to get into good habits from your age now, and try to give very clear names to all your labels, to all your buttons, okay? And any variables you have in the code. Don't just call them, I don't know, poofy, right? Just give them a meaningful name so the person, some other person, the other person who never seen your code, when they read your code, they can understand. Just the code should be self-explanatory, right? So they can understand what the code does. Then you'll be a very highly skilled, very well-developed coder that everybody will want, okay?
But I don't know, this is a bit, I'm not doing that because this is too easy to understand because there's only buttons and sounds. When I do maybe some different features, then I'll start renaming.
Yeah, just giving you some heads up. So you want to develop that skill from this age now, from the very start. Yeah. Okay.
Yo, Areg, do you want to test something with me real quick?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna send a link to the chat. Wait, no, hold up. Okay, I'll still send a link to the chat. Can you open this on your phone and download an app?
Wait. Oh, like it's the app. Oh wait, I need to open this.
Okay, and everyone else, guys, you clear on the task? Just
Okay.
design the soundboard,
This.
whatever you see on team screen now.
Oh, okay. Chat app.apk. Okay, so I'll just open this in my Google Drive. Just send this to my Google Drive. So wait, drive.google.com. Okay, yeah, I guess I can just send this to my drive and open my drive on the phone. My phone. Okay, let's see. So go to the Google Drive. New and file upload. So chat. Oh, so wait, are you using like tiny databases for these? So it's stored in what?
It's a cloud database.
Oh, it's a cloud database? Okay. So wait. There it is, chat.
It's a little finicky. Okay, so when you go in, type in a username and click the button, and then type in a message and click the button. I want to see if it actually links.
Okay, let's see. Chat app. I'll do this. Okay. I'm gonna see if my typing. Okay, hello.
Oh, it works.
Yes.
Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna send you a message. I'm gonna say, Areg is cool.
Okay.
Your name keeps auto-correcting.
So wait,
Do you
I
see it?
think to space them out, like maybe.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
a couple spacing problems. I just wanted to see if it actually linked.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
This,
have a chat up now. Congratulations. And if you close the app
yeah.
and open it up again,
Oh yeah. It
all
does
the
it.
messages are still there.
Yeah, it's a cloud save. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to do with the tiny databases and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go. It even remembers your username too. That's actually super nice.
Okay, so let's do a quick survey.
So all the cloud needs to remember is your username and the list view, right?
So wait, no, okay, it doesn't remember your username. So every time you log in, you have to still give it a new username.
Oh, so if I just
But it has all of the messages still there, so you can see
Yeah.
all the message history.
Wait, so if I close, yeah, if I completely close it, yeah, enter your username.
It asks you to enter your username, but all the messages are still there, so you can still see all the history.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually get back to
Yeah,
our
maybe like when you say put the username and the text, maybe put 2 joins, like username, then
I already fixed that problem. I did it after I installed the app. Anyway,
Okay,
so that is
yes,
what we will be
we
doing
have
next.
to
But
start, yeah.
let's keep going with the soundboard.
Moving, yeah, okay, so can everyone else please give us yes if you're ready to move on, if you managed to do the challenge and created the front end of the soundboard app? If you're ready to move on to the back end. Okay, Jaden said yes, Gabe said yes, Adil said yes, Asya said yes, good. So it's just like table arrangement, one label on the top, right? And bunch of buttons.
Did you guys
And
add
those
all of
buttons-
these media components?
What?
Wait, for those of you who are done the front end, have you added the media components?
Yeah, well, I added.
I'm starting to.
Okay.
I have the media component.
Okay, go ahead, add the media components. And yes, for media components.
You guys, for
yes.
every button or a sound that you want to make, you want to drag out one of these like sound components from media. And then over here where it says source, you want to click in there and pick the sound. So, okay, so you should have one sound for each sound component.
Yeah, I did that part.
Wait, so we're in storage there? Oh yeah, there is a cloud database.
Okay, if you finished adding media components, give us yes. Okay, Azima said yes.
Oh, and you put it. Ah. Ugh. Chat.
She said yes. Good. Asya said yes. Okay, we'll give you a few more minutes, guys. I think we're missing 2 more people, but 1, 2, 3.
It's actually cool. I can make my my own chat. So instead of my family having a chat, which we do right now on a different app, I can just make my own app.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, it won't work for my mom's phone and my other phone because those are Apple.
I think you're advanced enough to actually. Do you have any Apple computers? Like, do you have MacBooks or something in the house?
No, all we have is Windows computers though. But I
That's
think
a
my mom's gonna get
disconnect.
a Apple computer.
Yeah, the thing is that for Apple phone, you have to work on the Apple computer, right?
Yeah, but I think when we learn Java, I think then we can do it.
No, you still need the app. You still need the environment that only works for the Apple computer. It only works on the Apple computer. Yeah, they have the special software where you develop the app and you connect it directly to their app store. They have stricter rules of which apps you can upload. That's why we love Android, because anybody can actually program for Android. Right?
Wait, so where did that go? Did I download it? I should be download it. Should have downloaded it. Okay, so cupboard and
Okay,
I need
who are waiting yeses from? A deal.
Did I not download that?
Okay, Aisha, did you manage to add the media components? So we're waiting
Yes.
for. Okay,
Yes,
can
I
you
did.
give feedback, please? Yeah. in the chat box. And who else I'm missing? And Gabe. Gabe, I'm assuming you're done too, right? Yeah, okay, so they just forgot to give us yeses. Okay, Tim, I think we can move on. I think the front end is ready now.
All right. Okay. So if you're done with the front end, let's go and take a look at the back end. So the back end itself is actually pretty simple in its simple form. Basically, you're going to need one when for each button that you have. So if you find your buttons on the left here, if you name them nicely, you should be able to see them. You're going to get the when money.click or when something.click. And then you're going to find the corresponding media. So since this is the money sound or the money button, I'm going to find the money sound and drag out the call money sound.play. And that's it. All right, and you want to do that once for every component that you have. Okay, and then I'm going to try to do a fancy thing over here on the right side.
Wait, so when can we learn how to use the databases? Because I have a lot of games that I want to save things in.
We can take a look at that next week. We'll try to get through most of the chat app today if we can.
Because I have a simulator game which I want, yeah, I need to save how much cash you have basically. What is a magnetic field sensor? This? I'm gonna use the barcode scanner in my other app. Screen 9. Layout.
I just added a pause and an unpause feature.
You guys are all clear on what we're working on? Yeah. So if you're done with the front end, start programming your back end now, and Tim shared his screen. Everything should be familiar, sure. So just keep doing it. And give us yes in the chat box once you're ready to move on. Okay.
That's what I do.
And I made a working calculator a few months ago, or I think, yeah, a few months ago. Basically making a game that,
Okay, play. Don't do this. Don't do this. I made it myself.
Just making an app that's a bunch of tools.
What is the sound? You put a sound out over here, and then you do the work. Next.
Barcode scanner, hard to code. I'm gonna see in the back end. Let's see what I can use. There's barcode scanner. Go in.
Oh, that's my problem. Okay. Let's see. Blocks. Then it makes all of them play. Okay. Irada,
Yes?
I made the pause plus and resume feature, but when I pause and resume, both of them pause and both of them resume.
Okay, can you share your screen, please, Tim? Can we please look at Asia's problem?
Yep.
So this is when I played and pause, but then all of them played and all of them pause. So that make it so that one of them pauses, or one of them plays.
Okay, button 7 and button 6. And can you go to your front end?
Okay,
Wait.
Designer?
blocking me from finding.
Okay, wait. You gotta do that. I'll try
Wait, what?
what you were.
Oh, no. There. Design.
Yeah, click designer. And can you click on your button 6 and 7? I want to see which buttons.
This is button 6, this is button 7.
That's 6 and that's 7.
Yep.
Okay, that seems correct. Go back to your backend.
But then all of them play and all of them pause. So if I started at 1 o'clock, and then I did growl, and I paused, and then I resumed, both of them will resume.
Is it possible the sound is so short that it's just by the time you click pause, it's already stopped playing?
Maybe.
That's probably what the issue is. Otherwise, I don't see any problem in the code.
Another thing is that when you press your resume button, it's not resuming them. It's just playing all of the sounds all at once.
Oh.
So one thing you could try, instead of where you wanted to resume them, instead of saying .play, say .resume.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen for a second?
Yes.
I just want to figure out how this works. So, sure. So this, so I'm doing a barcode scanner. So basically, after the scan, it says the web URL to get result, and then can we do web viewer dot go to URL and then web1.url, like the web.url. Because this is the web viewer and this is the web. And like when you scan the barcode, I want it to like to show
It should work. Give it a try. Yeah.
you because I think that can work.
You guys have had enough time to design your backend now? Can you please give us yeses if you're ready to move on?
Wait, can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
It did not work.
It did
Now
not work.
let's find the barcode.
It made it work. It made it work less. It didn't make it work any
I
better.
think I say it works. Is just this sound is so short. By the time you click pause, it's just already done.
No,
That's
it's
why
still
it just keeps.
good.
Huh?
Now all of them are playing and all of them are resuming. Like all of them are playing.
Yeah, but that's what you programmed. You programmed for all of them to play, right?
Actually,
Now that I make some of them play.
so I did when any button is clicked. I don't want it just to play this. I want it to play all the sounds I have.
You want them to all play them at once, or play them depending on which button you press?
Depending on which button it is.
now it work.
Yeah. For this one, this challenge is a little bit more complicated. I actually tried to do a dictionary to like assign each button with a certain value, but even it didn't like that.
Well,
yeah.
come on.
So I have to do it one by one.
So it's probably better, yeah, just to go one by one and assign the
Okay.
buttons.
Come on, why? MIT App Inventor is being mean to me. The MIT App Inventor is relying on a different barcode scanner installed on my phone to scan it. When I scan it without a barcode scanner installed, it just says error. There's no barcode scanner installed.
Okay, Jaden, you just designed what you saw on the screen, right?
So I did when the snap button is clicked, you call snap.play.
Okay. So Tim, can you share your screen again, please, for the backend? Okay, I see only 3 yeses from Jaden. Adil and from Azima. Can I get the feedback from the rest of you? If you're actually doing some challenge for yourself and adding some additional features like Asia, like Aisha wanted to do, so that's totally fine. Just give us no or something so we know that we have to wait for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, so you should see, this is what I was trying to do, but this gives me some error for some reason. Even though theoretically this should work.
But what are you trying to do, though?
And can you share your screen maybe? Or are you talking to Arik?
Can you not see my screen?
No.
No.
There you go. So this was what the code I tried to make for getting all the buttons to work with one thing.
Yeah.
But whenever I run this, let me try something. Look, see, it gives me an error. Oh, it actually worked. Like the sound came out of my phone and then it gave me an error. It works.
Oh.
But it gives me an error every single time.
Is there a try-catch error?
Oh, it's
error
probably
handling?
because of these. It's because of these.
Yeah.
No. It's not. There's no try catch error.
So it would work.
The error it's complaining about is just saying that it can't look up.
Not accept the argument.
Maybe because you already have the when move click do call the sound.
No, even when I disabled these before.
Oh, the move value is, oh, they're all the same.
Now there's an error.
Undefined.
Now there is an
Yeah,
error.
that makes sense. Anyway, this one is a little bit more complicated because you don't want all the buttons to do the same thing, so it's a little different. Anyway, app works. Very cool. So guys, when you're ready to move on, go ahead and say yes in the chat and we can go ahead and try to make the online chat app.
Yes,
So quick question,
Yeah, I
guys.
want
When you
that.
want to make the online chat app, do you guys want to make one like all together where we can chat together, or do you want to make your own where only you can chat?
we can. I don't know if we learn how to make a chat that only.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, what we're
Yeah.
gonna do is for what we're gonna do is while we're together making the app, just for testing purposes, we will make the app together so that all of us can chat. And then when you're ready, I'll show you how you can make it into your own different server. All right.
Okay. So we're
Cool.
done with this one, right?
think
Let's
we
just
did.
make sure that everyone's on the same page. I see yes from Marcia, Jaden, Adil, Arik. How about Azima and Gabe? Azima said yes. Okay. Gabe, can you give us yes or no? Are you ready to move on and create the messenger chat app?
Yes, I am. But
Yeah, I think Gabe doesn't hear us, so it's okay. Okay, I think we can move on and I'll send him a private chat now.
All right. Okay. So guys, for starters, can everybody just go ahead and make a new project, and you can call this anything you want, chat app, something else. I already have a chat app. We'll call this
Messenger.
Messenger. I don't know. What do you guys want to call this? Jaden, do you have an idea?
Private chat.
Private chat. Sure. Private chat.
We
gotta come up with a catchy name. So for starters, let me actually show you my other file where I created the
P chat for private.
Here
Let's
it
call it chat.
All right.
Chat.
So the
Chat
app
app.
itself is quite simple, really. It's just a one text box over here. We could actually redesign this to make it a little nicer because this is a kind of poorly designed.
I'm gonna make the text box on the bottom
Yeah, that is
because
probably a smart idea as well. But basically how it works is you have one text box and one button, and you use these two things for most things together. So you're going to type in your name first, press the join the join button, and then afterwards you can type in your messages, click the enter, and it will send it off.
can we just
all
make
those
like but can we transfer information through screens? I haven't done it before, but I don't know.
From a different screen? Yeah, you can.
Because I want it to be a bit more organized, and
Yeah, so we'll start
one
by
screen
reading the
there's
basic
name.
version, and then we'll make improvements as we go. All right, so we'll just
Okay,
make the
so
basic
wait.
version, just make sure everybody understands how the cloud database works and everything.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we'll make it
Tim?
nicer and all that. Yeah.
What about an ascending app? Like not ascend, like a sending button. Like so when you press it, it'll send.
So yeah,
Yeah.
as of the moment, there's going to be the same button to send and join the server. But like I said, for starters, we're going to leave it like this. Then afterwards, we can try to make multiple screens, make everything fancy, make it look good, make it look like an actual chat app. All right, make it look really nice. So for starters, you guys saw how it looks. We're going to do the front end to create how this is going to look. So you want to give it a little name at the top, put a little label, make this look fancy, and give it some kind of catchy name. I don't know.
I can't change the name anymore though, because
No, you don't have to give the project in your name. You can just
Chap with double P at the end. Chat app.
chat.
Chap.
Why chap?
Chat app. Join together.
Oh, that's weird.
Why? Instead of
Because
double
chap
T,
is an actual word.
instead of double T, put double P.
No, that's fine.
But what do we do if
Well,
the
it's
messages are
chat.
too long? What do we do if the messages are too long? Can we just put like a scrolling? Can we put a scrolling?
List views by default are already scrolling, so it will scroll.
But no, like if you're sending the message and the message is too long for the text box.
It can't be too long. It will scroll.
Oh, it automatically scrolls in the text box?
It won't like scroll down, but it'll like side scroll.
Oh, okay.
It won't be like a good scrolling, but it will scroll.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So once you have it looking all right, we need to add a couple key elements to this. So firstly, you need to add a. We'll start. Do you guys want the bar at the bottom? That would probably
Yeah.
be nicer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So the reason why we don't have it at the bottom by default is because when you lift your keyboard, it blocks it.
Right.
And these websites by default, or the MIT apps by themselves, don't usually account for these things. So you have to either add some kind of responsive thing to move it up, which is going to be a little harder, or we can put it at the top. So I say we just put it at the top for now, and then later, if we want, we can add some code that leaves it at the bottom and like squishes it up when we want. All right. But that'll be a little bit trickier. So real quick, let me hide my title as well, just to make that look nicer. What we want now is we want to put a text box where we can type and a little submit button. All right, and for this, since we want them side by side, what do we need to put?
Horizontal
Horizontal.
arrangement.
Horizontal arrangement,
Horizontal
very
arrangement.
good. So we're gonna throw a horizontal arrangement out here.
I already have the list view, the send
we're gonna-
button. and the
Yeah,
text.
and we're gonna put two things in. We're gonna put a text box and a button. And I'm gonna make this horizontal arrangement width fill parent, and I'm gonna make it so that the align horizontal is set to center, so that these two things are kind of centered side by side. Now I'm gonna give this text button a little bit better text. I'll call it submit. All right. And you know how usually when you're kind of have any text box, there's a little hint in it?
Yeah.
That
I
disappears when you
I
start
know how.
typing?
Yeah, we can
If
go
you
to
click
the
on this text
properties.
box, on the right side here, there is an option for hint. And right now it's just called hint for text box 1. And for
We
this,
can
you can
do
just put
text
like,
here, probably.
yeah,
maybe.
text here works. Text here. Oh, and here's better. Here, do you see where it says multi-line?
What?
Do you see where it says
Yeah.
multi-line? If you enable that, it will jump to the next line every time you do anything. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to make this width fill parent just for fun, so you have a lot more room to type. And I'm going to give this submit button a blue color, because that's what submit buttons are supposed to look like, right?
No.
That looks all right. Let me take a look at like a chat app. Okay, chat apps have just an arrow.
If you want, you can just set the screen one align vertical to bottom. If you want it to look like on the bottom.
No, this doesn't look bad. I will take this. This looks all right. All right, okay, and then on the next line, here's the most important part. This is where we're actually going to be displaying all of our messages. You're going to drag a list view out in the space here. All right,
Tim,
and by default, it's going to be...
Wait, I just have a question. If I set the can I screen share my screen for a second?
Okay, let me finish up this part, and then you can share it, all right? Okay, yeah, so yeah, we're going to put a list view out. All right, and there's a couple things we want to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the height to fill parent so that it takes up all the space. All right, and the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change its background color. All right, white background color does, black background color does work, but what I'm going to do is just to make it a little bit classier, I'm going to do a white background with black text. Make sure you change the text color or you just won't be able to see it. All right. Also, I don't really care about the selection thing. So for selection color, I'm going to leave that as none. And that way you won't be able to like click on messages because that's not very important in a chat.
Okay, never mind. My question, I already solved it. So wait, can we put like a cloud database in now? Like,
Yes,
should-
that's what we're going to do in a second.
Guys, I just want to let you know how advanced stuff this is, okay? And it looks like very easy when Team actually shows it, so that's pretty cool. Are we all on the same page, ready to move on?
Yep.
You guys, let us know if you need help with anything. Does everybody have? Let me know right now if you're not done this front end part.
So just type no if you're not ready to move on.
Actually, we're gonna add one more thing real quick. Can you guys add a tiny label right above the text box here? And by default in it, I want you to type enter your name, join chat. Okay, and you can customize this a little as well, make it whatever, make it look.
I just said first tell me your name. So everybody can see. So everyone knows. No, I don't like when it does that. How can we stop that?
Yeah, Aisha?
Oh, I was raising my hand.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, okay, give us yes if you're ready to move on.
No, yeah, it's too long.
All right.
Azil said yes. Aisha said yes. Please move on now.
Okay,
Azil
yep,
said yes.
I'm
Okay,
done.
so what the last thing we're gonna do before we move into the back end is we need to add.
Wait, team. I want to make sure everyone says yes. Jaden, can you give us some feedback, please? Arik said yes. Yeah. Okay. Jaden doesn't like typing. Okay. Who left? Azima? Azima, Gabe?
Sia too.
Asya also, yes.
Well, then type it, Sia, if you're good.
Yeah. Can you type yes? If you're ready to move on?
Upside down, no.
All right. We're just gonna go now.
Said yes.
So once we're done with this part here, we're just gonna add one last element that's actually gonna allow us to kind of link all of our phones together. And this part here is we're gonna go down to where it says
Connectivity?
storage. All right, we've never really been this far down before. But in here, you see there's a couple little options. There's CloudDB, File, TinyDB, and TinyWebDB. DB stands for database, all right? Basically, this is where you can store information and stuff. There's a couple of different ways that we can use it, but the way we're gonna be using it right now is we're just gonna be using a simple CloudDB. All right, so you can take the CloudDB and drag it onto your screen. And here's the fun part that you'll notice. If you look on the right side over here, you have a project ID, a Redis port, a Redis server, and a token. All right. And for this to work correctly, I'm not sure if you need to have the project ID to be the same, but you definitely need to have the port, server, and token to be the same. All right. Just for fun, we can also probably make the project ID the same. Just to test, because I'm not sure actually if it needs to be the same. Let me check one thing real quick. The token is quite long.
Whoa.
but it's the same on these two apps. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a token, the Redis server, and what port are you guys on by default right now?
I'm on 6381.
Me
Okay.
too.
Yeah, so all of you guys should be on 6381. Redis server should be set to default. And then I'm going to send a token into the chat, and I want you to copy paste that, or okay, if you can't copy paste, this will take a while. But you need to write this out into the token slot over here.
I have that.
Okay, so
Oh god.
do
Hey, that's
you
mine.
have
It's the same as mine.
Is it?
I think it is.
Are you
Yes,
sure it's
yes.
not just the first part? Scroll to the end. Hold the right arrow key. It's pretty long.
Oh yeah, mine is different.
It should be a little bit different.
I got it.
Okay, can you send it to Jaden's email address? Because he's working on 2 devices.
I'm just gonna copy and paste it because yeah.
Yeah, so those of you who work on the same device, it's easy, just copy paste. Jaden, we're sending it to you on your email
Okay.
so you can get access from the device so you have the MIT
For now, guys, you can leave your project IDs as it is, but if it doesn't work later, we may need to change all the project IDs to the same time. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't have to.
I changed mine.
So
Wait,
to place us on the same chat, we all need the same token? Is that why?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Or else
Control
how does it know that we're linked?
back to App Inventor, Control V.
Tim, can you email it to me too? I'm also working on 2 devices.
Why would you do it?
Yep, I got it. It ends in E.
Okay, we are good.
I'm
I am
good.
good.
I'm
Good.
All right, awesome. Now that's it for front end. We can try to move on to the back now.
wait, can I just see if we can do this for it? Should I screen share or should I just tell the code?
You can just explain real quick.
Okay, so when the submit button is clicked, like the instructions is like enter your name here. If it equals enter your name, then set the instructions text to hello, and then text box dot text, and then enter your message here.
Okay, that could work. We're gonna do things a little bit differently. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by creating three variables. All right. So guys, get an initialize global, and you can do two more of those. So 3 like this. All right. We're gonna make one called. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see this better. We're gonna make one called username, another one called joined, and the last one is going to be called chat list.
Tim,
Yep.
okay, we need to help Azima really quickly. Azima, can you unmute your phone and maybe share your screen so we can see on which stage you are?
Okay.
Yep.
So what's the last one called?
So this is where I got. Then I have to go to the back.
Yeah, so you're good. So the only thing we added after that is go to storage on your panel.
She needs the list view as well.
Oh, right. Okay. You see that list view?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, grab it and drop it under, yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, and make the background color white and the text color black
And the height of parent.
in the list. Yeah, property is white and the text color black, so you can see the text. That's where we're going to type the messages, right? There you go. And selection color, where it says default, click on that.
Selection color.
Yeah, and select none.
So none.
None. Yeah, perfect. And the last things left is If you on your palette on the left hand side, scroll down all the way to the storage section there. Yeah, there you go. You see that CloudDB? Just drag it in. Yep, perfect. And if you go to the chat box, team send the token that you need to copy paste.
Okay.
Yep. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay, so go to the chat box and he sent a very long token to everyone.
I can't see it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Let me send it to you privately and see if you can. Do you see it?
No,
I just sent it to you privately.
it's just empty. It says that you sent me something, but there's no text underneath.
Really try to click on the chat box and like hide it and hide it again.
Okay, that's not fun. It's not working.
Not working. Okay, can you just type your email address, send it to Tim, he'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Or you know what, just type it here to me privately, I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we keep going on the back end?
Yeah, you can keep going.
All right. So for these variables, three variables. I hope you guys have made this. Give them names: username, joined, and chat list. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the username by default to an empty string. We're gonna make joined equal to false, and we're going to set chat list to be equal to just an empty list. All right. So chat list, this right here is actually where we're going to be storing all of the message history. All right, and then the cloud database will actually be having it on the cloud, and it will kind of update the one on your phone every time you something changes on the server. All right.
Okay, I'm done that.
Okay, oh, there you go.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay. So after we've created this, let's try to get something happening when we actually click on our button. Okay, so this will be our like login logic and actually submitting messages. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go under control. No, not control. We're going to go under button one dot click. All right, because we want this to happen when we click the submit button. Right. Either if it's to join the chat or if it's to
Tim, I'm sorry, can I ask a question, please? I need to ask Azima. Azima, is that just one word, no dots in between? Azima Roy?
What?
Azima Roy, is it just one word?
I can't hear you.
Your email address, the part before gmail.com, is it just one word, no dots, nothing in between?
Hello?
Can you just spell your email address, just the first part? Aisha,
Yeah,
do you know your sister's email address?
yeah.
Can you just type it really quickly to me? I think she has some issues because the way it comes to
Okay.
me, the letters are all like
I'll send it to you
stretched and it's
privately.
missing characters. Yeah. Yep.
There.
There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah.
okay. So let's get back to our button logic. So when we press submit, if we haven't logged in yet, what we want to do is we want to log in and we want to actually make sure that some username has been spelt there. All right. If we haven't logged in, or if we have already logged in, then what we want to do is we want to make it so that when you press the submit button, it takes that message that you wrote and it sends it to everyone, or it updates that cloud storage and everybody can see that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to find when button one dot click, and we're going to put a lot of if statements in here. So we're going to go under control, and we're going to start with just one of these if then else statements. Okay, remember these from when we did our tic-tac-toe thing, right? And this part here is going to be a little bit new. All right, so when you're doing an if statement, I'll just talk about this for a little bit. When you're doing an if statement, how it usually works is it's just checking if the thing that's in here is true or false. This is really hard to write with a mouse. All right. If it's true or false, right? So for instance, if I were to ask you, like, think of this as like a multiple choice test when there's like true or false questions. If I were to ask you, if I were to say, is 1 equal to 1, is that true or false?
True.
True.
It's true. If I were to say 1 equals 2, is that true or false?
False.
False.
False. Okay, if I was just to put false in here, is that false or true?
False.
This is just false. Yeah. So the thing is, you can kind of mess with these if statements by putting something called a Boolean. So a Boolean is what we have right here. A Boolean can either be true or false. Okay, a 1 or a 0, on, off. All right, can people stop writing? What is this?
Can anyone write?
So yeah, so basically you can actually just put a false or a true in here. If I were to put a true in here, would it be always true?
Yeah.
It would always be true. So whatever was in this if statement would always run, because there's never a situation in which true is not true, which is weird to think about. But what that allows us to do is that also allows us to do opposites. So if I were to say, what is not false equal to, or what is the opposite of false?
True.
True.
True. So in coding languages, there's something called not, which basically takes what you have and makes it the opposite. And if you go under logic, it's right here, not. So if I were to say not false, this would be the same as me saying true. But what we're going to do here,
Wait.
is check. Yeah.
So if the joined variable is false, if we say if joined not false, then it's gonna have to wait until the variable is true, right?
Kind of. So
Yeah,
what we're going to do
it's
here
like
is we're gonna say if not joined. All right, which kind of, when you say it out loud like that, sounds basically like plain English, right? So we're going to say if not joined, or if not get the variable joined. So it's going to sound a little different if you read it with the global. But basically it's going to say, if you're not joined right now, run the code in here. If you are joined, run the code in here. All right. Now the code that we're going to run over here is we're just going to run... we're going to take the code that you have and we're basically going to register you. All right, we're going to log you in. Now there's one way that we can, I'm just going to give you guys the basic way to do this, but there's another way that you can do it to kind of give you a little bit of a safety, just in case it doesn't work right off the bat. All right. So when we click the button and we're not currently joined, what we want to do is we want to change your username. So we're going to set the username to whatever is currently in your text box. So we're going to go to your text box and get text. Set global username to get text. And now that we have a username and we've pressed the join button, we should be joined now, right? So we're going to go and we're going to say set joined to true, because we are joined now. We just click the button. And the last thing we're going to do is that little label that used to say, do something to register, please type your username and click submit. We're going to change that. So now it says,
Enter your message here.
yeah, something to do with that. Type in your message and press submit to send. press submit to send message. Okay, and now in the else statement, this is where the rest of the logic is going to go. But I'm going to give you guys a second, try to get this running. We can try and
Okay, Zima, I see you were able to join back. Can you unmute your microphone, please, and let us know your state? Zima? Okay, I think Azima has some trouble because she kind of disappeared for 5 minutes or so.
Microphone might not be working. Or
Yeah. Anyways, I sent you in the chat box what you need to do. So if you hear me, please just check the chat box. But basically, you were there. You just need to copy paste the token that I sent you.
Tim?
yeah.
Can we do, like, to make it a bit more fancy, can we do hello, the text box text, text box text, enter your message here.
Yeah, if you want, you can do that. That's up to you, though.
It says Zima's not in the meeting.
Yeah, she disappeared again.
Should I go check?
Have you done with your backend? I don't want to give
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Then.
Okay. Let me know when you guys are good with this, and we can get this next part of logic going.
Yeah, we have 10 minutes left, though.
Yeah, we likely may not finish everything today, but that's what we have next class for, so that's fine.
Yeah, at least until one logic stop.
Okay, we need to update.
Why am I able to put an else?
All right, so yeah, now we can go ahead and write the else part for this statement. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our else function. So if we have already joined the chat and we have a username and everything, this is what's going to happen in this part here. So whenever we press send, we're going to send this message in the else part. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Cloud DB1, and we're going to get this this purple one here that says append value to list. All right. And then over here for tag, make sure that we all have the same tag. Okay, because we need to make sure that where we're appending our values are all going to the same kind of list. All right, so it can access it correctly. So here you're going to put a little string under tag, and we're just going to call this chat. All right, don't get too fancy with this. Just write chat in here. And then item to add, this is where it's going to be your message. All right, also guys, you have to make sure chat, all lowercase, exactly how I spelled it here, or we won't be able to see each other's messages. All right. And then the item to add is we're going to get a join here, and I'm going to click the little settings icon to add a third join. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to think of it kind of like a script. All right, I'm going to get my username. Okay, get global username. I'm going to join it with a colon and then a space, and then your message. And your message here is just whatever is currently in your text box, which is textbox1.text. All right, so this will just add your message to the list. And we'll see if we have time to add the code to.
Okay, Aisha, if you missed that part, that purple block is, you just need to click on the Cloud DB, right?
I got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and last little thing, just one last line at the bottom here. Usually in text messaging apps or anything, when you press the submit button, right, it clears the message in the text box so you can just start typing your next one. We're going to add that same functionality. We're going to go on text box and we're just going to set text box one.text to a blank string. Okay, and that'll just blank it out.
Okay, I think this would be a good logic point to stop and let everyone to actually copy that. We have 10 minutes left.
I'll copy that. I'll just wait.
Okay, once everyone's on the same page, Tim, can you maybe, the upper portion doesn't fit, right? Maybe just bring those like left side type of thing. Yeah, just like that. There you go. Okay. Yeah, Zima is back. So Zima, this is a backend side that you just need to do. And if anything, you can actually rewatch this when we upload it and just do this until, because we're gonna continue next class anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, so are we making the chat list? Are we adding the text to the chat list and then setting the list view to the empty list that the variable has?
Yeah, so there's gonna be a couple more things that we're gonna have to change. We likely won't be able to finish this class, but we basically need to make it so that every time a new value is added to the list or it senses an update, it's going to update the list here, and it's going to update the list view as well, and so that you can see all the messages in there. Actually, do we have time to add anything else? We still
We
have
have
7
only
minutes.
7 minutes left, so I don't
Is
want to
everybody
rush.
good with this part? Because if your guys are done, there's no point in just.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done. Wait, on mine?
Okay,
I guess we can say done in the chat if
Just wait,
we're
Adil.
done.
All right, just wait. Adil, what'd you say?
Oh, wait. Never mind.
Yep, give us done or yes if you're done with this part.
All
So
right.
that we know if we
We can do
add anything else.
one other part then.
You said that I had to copy and paste something.
Yes, I sent it to you by email.
Okay, I'll check.
Yeah, check your email.
My text
And
color.
it's a token there that you need to copy paste into your cloud on the front end in the token property, into the token property.
Wait, let me go to my mail.
It won't allow me to change my text color.
It wants you
Yeah.
to change your text color.
Yeah, you can play with that. Yeah.
Are we adding more code?
I don't think we have time. We only have 5 minutes left.
It's not a big piece of code. We can
Wait,
add more code.
did you send it to the email or the Zoom chat?
Send what?
Like what she said.
The token?
Yeah, the token. Oh, is this the token?
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
token.
From Tim?
Yep, that's the one. Did you guys
So
all
are we
create it?
setting the token of the cloud database to that?
Yeah, so you need to make sure we all have the same token, right? So we can see each other's messages.
It won't allow me to change it.
Hmm?
It won't allow me to change it.
It won't allow you to change it?
Yeah, it won't allow me to. It won't allow me to change the text color.
Oh, the text color.
Text color of what?
The box that they're supposed to text in.
The list view?
Text box.
The text box. Yeah, you can change the text color. It's just you won't see any difference yet until you
I like
run
the chit chat. Very cute.
chit chat. Yes, very cool.
Perfect app name.
Wait, are you? Wait,
Can you Tim, show the back end just for those who are still working on it? Yeah. Okay, we have literally 4 minutes left. So
What can we do in that time though?
can those who need help still actually type help so we know? We don't want to make
I
everyone
can't
left behind.
type in my label.
Help. Okay, Azima needs help. Azima, can you maybe share your screen? Okay, there you go. Can you click on that CloudDB? I want to see if you, it's invisible. Yeah, you can click on it in the components, right? You see the components? Components, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Click on the CloudDB. CloudDB, there you go. Did you change that token?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you're done with this side. And now go to blocks, go to the backend. Yeah. And you just need to populate whatever Tim had on his screen, okay?
Okay.
So Tim, go ahead and display your screen. Azima, just take a screenshot.
Okay.
Okay, take a screenshot of it. And once we will be done in 3 minutes, but that will give you time at least to put the code together and be ready for the next class. We're gonna continue where we left off, okay? Yeah, I think this is it. This is as much as we can cover for today anyway. So while Tim has this on the screen, if you still need to work on your code, taking screenshots will give you immediate access to that. Azima, you know how to take the screenshot? If you're on a Windows computer, you have Tim, can you maybe show really quickly
For what? How to
how to take
screenshot?
the screenshot? Yeah, so there is a snippet tool. Yeah, just if you type snipping tool like that, that's a tool. There you go. Yeah, so you click new on that and you just take a screenshot. There you go. Then you have a picture of it and you can just restore your code. You can like work on it offline. Yeah. So Azima, if you can do that before we close the meeting, and give us yes if done.
I'm already done copying it though.
Good. Actually, team, can you send that to Azima? I'll forward you her email address. Okay, here's the email address.
Can Tim put on the screen sharing again?
Yeah, Tim, can you please share your screen?
But I can't send it and screen share at the same time.
Wait, I think it's
It's okay, Tim. Yeah, I sent you the email address. You can just email it later. Okay. Other than that, it's 12:59. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and awesome, great feedback. And Eric, good job. Continue. I think by the next class, you probably will finish this app on your own. I have that gut feeling. Good job. Okay, so everyone else, we'll see you next Saturday, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
See you guys.